So hey, I've prepared an animal test for you. I'll be showing you pictures, and your task is to say which animal is it. Sound easy? Let's see. Don't forget to keep your score, and at the end of the video, write your results in the comments below. We'll start with something easy. A bit later, it'll get harder. The first one, what is it? What do you think? Of course, it's a kangaroo. In the wilderness, kangaroos only live in Australia and Papua New Guinea. Next, this pink one. What is it? This one is a flamingo. Do you know they make their nests from mud? What do you think this cutie is? It's a donkey. This animal is very smart and has a great memory. It can recognize territories and other donkeys from up to 25 years back. Wow, I can't even remember a week ago. Now, I know you know this one. Of course, it's a llama. Llamas are smart too. They know their limits well enough, and they will just lie down and refuse to go farther if you overload them. Maybe they'll spit, but they'll never bite you. Hey, I've been spit on by a llama. I don't recommend it. What about this animal? Do you recognize it? Yes, it's a koala. Do you know they have unique fingerprints and also unique nose prints? Another cute little animal. What is it? It's a chipmunk. A single chipmunk can gather up to 165 acorns a day. Talk about productivity. What about this bird? Do you recognize it? It's a swan, of course. Swan. Swans live up to 20 years, and they mate for life. You must know this one well. What is it? That's a raccoon. They live almost everywhere, but they prefer to have a body of water nearby. This huge feline, what is it? That's a leopard. They're very individualistic and like spending their time alone. They even scratch trees to make other leopards stay away. What about this big guy? Do you know what it is? That's a moose. Do you know they only live in places where there's snow in the winter? What is this animal? That's a camel. One hump or two. They can spend weeks without a single drop of water. A human can only last 3 days. What about this little… Wait, what is it? A chameleon. And no, they don't change their color to match their surroundings. There are more factors, like the temperature of their surroundings and even their mood. Wonder if chameleons get the blues. What do you think this creature is? It's a skunk. They are immune to snake venom and can even eat some of these dangerous reptiles. We won't talk about the smell. Oops, I just did. Never mind. Tell me what animal this one is. It's a walrus. They are very social creatures and live in herds, separated by gender. What about this cute one? Do you know what it is? A beluga. These guys eat a lot, and by a lot, I mean 60 pounds of food every day. I know you know this one, so just hit it. This is a panda. Pandas spend 10 to 16 hours a day eating. I can relate, but they mostly eat bamboo. What about this bird? Do you know its name? It's a toucan. They're some of the noisiest birds in the world. They can make barking, croaking, and growling noises. Next up, this one. What is it? That's a squid, of course. Squids have 3 hearts. Also, they eat other squid that are smaller. Wow, I would say that's rather heartless for someone with 3 hearts. Can you recognize this animal? It's a bison. They have very poor eyesight, but great hearing and sense of smell. What do you think this cute animal is? It's a red panda. Their diet is 97% bamboo. The other 3% are eggs, flowers, and small mammals. What animal is this one? It's a badger. In a way, they're just like people. They're social and love spending time with their families. This one's easy, so just say it. It's a zebra. Their stripes are unique, just like our fingerprints. Also, they can sleep while standing up. What is this little bird? It's a kiwi. Even though they have these cute little wings, they can't fly. Also, they have whiskers. What do you think this animal is? It's a ferret. Some people keep them as pets. Do you know what this animal is called? That's an ocelot. They sleep during the day and get active at dusk, at night. That's why they get knighted. Of course, you've heard of Sir Ocelot. Hey, somebody stop me! All right, it's cute, but what is it? That's a wombat. Don't let this fluffy body trick you. These guys can run at a speed of up to 25 miles per hour. Okay, what about this creature? This is a sloth. They're blind and terribly slow, but a sloth is still 3 times as strong as you are. Next up, what's your call? That's an emu. Do you know they have 2 sets of eyelids? They need one for blinking and the other to keep dust out of their eyes. What about this bird right here? That's a bald eagle. Bald eagles only live in North America. Also, females are larger than males. What about this bird? This is a peacock. Bright, beautifully colored peacocks are all males. They need such an appearance to attract mates. What do you think this is? This is a coyote. They're very vocal and can produce at least 11 different sounds. Another easy one for you. What is it? Yep, it's a penguin. You can find them in Australia, New Zealand, Chile, Argentina, and South Africa. What about this one? It's a hyena. These animals are very social and live in clans that contain up to 80 animals. They have a strong social hierarchy, with females being superior to males. Each clan is led by one alpha female. No wonder they're laughing. Do you know what this animal is? That's a margay. No one knows how many of these creatures live on Earth at the moment. How about this one? What is it? That's a capybara. They're the largest rodents in the world. What is this animal, in your opinion? It's a lynx. Their feet are designed in a way that allows them not to sink in the snow, which in turn helps them hunt better and ski better. What about this animal? Any ideas? It's a porcupine, and their little ones are called porcupets. What is this cute animal? It's a pika. They're related to rabbits. They do have tails, but you can't see them because they're hidden under all this fur. This is a hard one, but maybe you'll get it right. That's a wild boar. They live everywhere except Antarctica. What about this one? The game is getting harder. It's a tamarin, a species of monkeys. They live in groups, and if something happens, they come to rescue each other. I'll give you a breather. This animal is quite easy to guess. What is it? Of course, it's a platypus. Now, do you know that they are venomous? But no worries, there are no records of them charging at people. What about this animal? It's a meerkat. They're immune to many kinds of venom, so a platypus is no problem for them. What is this little creature? A least weasel. They only hunt animals that are larger than them. They've got chutzpah. What is this? It's an otter. 90% of all otters live in Alaska. They eat sea urchins. You ought to see them up close. Do you have any ideas about this animal? That's a pangolin. Its name means roller because of the way they behave in dangerous situations. They cover their head and roll into a ball if someone touches them or if there's some danger. What is this little smiley cutie? That's a quokka. They're called the world's happiest animals because they smile all the time. They're also relatives of kangaroos. Any ideas here? That's an anteater. Ants aren't the only food on the diet of these creatures. Anteaters also eat fruits and bird eggs. Now, what do you think this animal is? A tarsier. They're some of the oldest primates on Earth. These creatures have been around for at least 55 million years. Now, they're going extinct. Do you know what this fish is? It's a blue glaucus. What, you didn't know that? They're really small, only growing up to about an inch. Okay, how about this creature? Do you have any ideas? It's a vaquita, the rarest marine mammal. These porpoises were only discovered in 1958, and scientists say there are just 10 of them left. So, how many animals did you get right? Let me know in the comments. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.
It all started with a minor change on our planet. At first, people noticed the moon had become brighter and a little bigger. But nobody paid attention to this. The moon affected tides all over the world. The water flooded the beaches, but it wasn't a tragedy. A lot of fish came close to the shores. People found giant squid, anglerfish, and other creatures next to the coast, although they usually live in the dark depths. New, stranger things happen every day. Birds no longer fly to the south in winter. They gather in huge groups, flying around cities with no purpose. The moon used to help them navigate in nature, so they can't figure out which way to fly anymore. In the boundless waters of the world's oceans, ship captains notice that compasses are now unstable. The arrow is pointing in different directions since the Earth's magnetic poles have changed. People realize the moon has started to approach Earth for an unknown reason. The moon's gravity affects the gravity of our planet. This entails changes in the climate, the behavior of all living beings, and the magnetic field. Now, it rains in the driest places and gets hot in the coldest lands. It's knocking down ecosystems all over the planet. People living near forests hear wolves howling all the time. The moon drives these animals mad. The Earth's natural satellite is growing in size and lights up the night much brighter. Nothing critical has happened yet. People don't panic because they don't want to believe the end is coming. But then, one day, the moon reaches a critical point. You're walking down the street listening to music, and at that moment, someone pushes you. Okay, maybe that guy is late for work. You keep walking, and a girl coming by hits your shoulder. "I'm sorry," she says, and goes away. You've noticed the fear in her eyes. You look ahead and see people running towards you. You take off your headphones and hear screams and sirens. People leave their cars and run away. Hundreds of seagulls are flying in the sky. You hear a strange noise among all the sounds of chaos. It seems to be water. How is this possible? You're in the city center, a few miles from the shore. But there's no time to think. You notice a huge wave flooding the streets and heading straight to you. You run into a building and go up to the 10th floor. From here, you're watching the water filling the city. The strong stream blows all cars, one-story buildings, and trees off the road. You notice a shark and other fish in the water. People are hiding in houses and on the roofs. The whole city is quickly plunging into a catastrophe. The TV is working in the building where you're hiding. You learn that floods are occurring all over the world. Massive tsunamis cover coastal cities. In some places, waves reach the height of a 30-story building. Many towns have been washed off the face of the earth. The moon is too close to Earth, and massive floods are just the beginning. The moon flies around Earth and helps to keep our home on its axis. The moon provides climate stability and helps living organisms develop. But now, this balance is broken. The moon is approaching and changing our planet's gravity. Earth can tilt slightly to the side and provoke massive floods around the world. Imagine that you're holding a round glass of water. Tilt it a little. See how the liquid moves from one side to another? The same thing is happening now with the oceans. But the moon is not just approaching us. It's flying around the planet and getting closer with each circle. It causes natural disasters in different locations on Earth all the time. Now the ocean floods one side, and a few hours later, another. So you see all the water going back from the streets to the shore. The oceans may return to the city again by the end of the day. Wait a minute. It seems the end of the day has already come. You notice that the sky has become dark. It's weird, because it's only 3 p.m. The moon changes Earth's rotation speed and makes the day go faster. The moon covers almost the entire sky and brightly illuminates our planet. You see huge lunar craters. It's so close that you can still see it even when the sun shines. In some places, the passing moon obscures the sun. The water is leaving the streets, and everyone goes outside. At this moment, an earthquake begins. The road is cracking, and the houses are collapsing. There are landslides on the street. Tectonic plates are shifting all over the planet. Imagine two magnetic balls that are approaching each other. So, one ball is the moon, and the second one is Earth's core. What do you think will happen to what's above the core? That's hundreds of thousands of miles of the Earth's crust. And now, it's all moving. Destructive cracks are emerging all over the world. The planet's highest mountains break down and turn into a pile of stones. The seabed cracks and releases magma from the underground depths. Volcanoes wake up and erupt magma. Clouds of volcanic ash cover the sky from the sun and the glowing moon. But the scariest thing is still ahead. A collision is inevitable. The moon flies around the planet like a ball in a round glass with a hole in the center. This force drives clouds all over the planet. Now there's a thunderstorm, but in 5 minutes, it will be snowing. Then the night comes, and it starts raining. Water droplets consist of mud and volcanic ash. It's difficult for people to breathe without gas masks. Atmospheric pressure is constantly changing. Some people experience severe migraines, and some have sore joints. But there's no time to think about your health. Humanity needs to figure out how to save itself from the collision. A new gravitational order will come when the moon crashes into Earth. Continents will change their shape. They will combine into one giant piece of land or split into 100 smaller ones. The energy of the collision can burn all the oxygen in the atmosphere and make the planet unsuitable for life. Hiding underground also makes no sense because of deep earthquakes. People decide to spend their last hours with loved ones and their families. The moon is getting closer. It's now at the same distance as the International Space Station. The moon covers the sky. Many cities are in the shadows because of the waves. Tsunamis, several miles in height, crash down on the ground. Millions of tons of magma collide with the ocean. Billions of gallons of water just evaporate. Moisture rises into the air, mixes with ash, and floods the land in the form of giant cumulus clouds. You've accepted the complete destruction of the planet, but something strange happens to the moon at this moment. You notice giant cracks appear on it. The moon slowly begins to divide into 2 parts. Both halves crumble into hundreds of large pieces. It's just falling apart. The Earth doesn't have a natural satellite anymore. It's just a pile of giant space rocks. But why is this happening? There's a space around our planet called the Roche limit. In this place, the gravity of Earth is stronger than that of the moon. This means that the forces holding the moon together are weaker than those that tear it apart. People are cheering. The Roche limit has saved the planet. The moon won't hit us. It breaks up into millions of fragments and forms a circle around our globe. Now, Earth looks like Saturn. A belt of moonstones surrounds us. Huge chunks destroy everything in their path, all the space debris. The satellites are no longer working. Humanity loses its means of communication and navigation. People will have to use paper maps again. The moon held our planet's orbit at a certain angle before these events. Now the axis is tilted differently. One hemisphere becomes closer to the sun, and the other plunges into shadow. The North Pole and the Arctic may turn into hot deserts, and the equator of the planet may be covered with ice. Winter and summer can last for years. The moon's remnants fly around Earth, but some of them fall on our planet. Lunar meteor showers destroy cities and create giant craters. All these events lead to the massive destruction of life on Earth. It will take hundreds of thousands of years to adapt to the new world.